Hi everyone, so today we will be seeing how to post data into an API. We have already seen how to fetch data from an API. So now we will see how to create data into the API. So after that we will be seeing update and delete, of course. So so I have here JSON placeholder, which is free fake API for you to practice how to fetch data, update, post and delete data. So here we will be using this API URL to post the data. And now what they are doing is they are not actually updating the database and servers. They will just fake it that they have updated. But when you will be using the real world APIs, our data that we will be posting into the API will actually get fed into the database or the servers. So let's get started and move into VS Code. We are in the VS Code right now, and I have already installed Axios. If you have not installed it, you can go on ahead and type npm install Axios, and that will install Axios in your React app. After that, what you got to do is import Axios from Axios. And now what we will do is, at first I'll be showing you two methods as usual. One would be promise chaining, another one would be async-await. So let's get started with promise chaining. So first we will be of course needing a variable. So I'll start with const posts, and we would be setting the response, set post. Then we'll be using our use state hook to do that. After this, we will be using our use effect, which will be get called once when our app gets loaded. So I'll be passing on an empty dependency array. I could directly write into the use effect that I could directly call the API in the use effect, but I would rather have a function so that if I am calling the API upon some button click, I can use this function. I don't have to use it inside the use effect. So now let's write the function. So first const fetch data. So inside this, we would be getting the response, and then so that D would be capital. Inside this, we would be getting the data, and then we would be setting it. So let's do that. So to do that, first we need to do is we will do Axios dot, as we are doing post. So I'll just do post. Inside this, we will be pasting our this URL that we have right here. So the great part using Axios is we don't have to mention the headers and everything. After the URL, we can just write the data that we want to post. So in our case, we can just mention user ID being suppose 1, then title being suppose Demon Slayer. What else? You can put some other data also as per your requirement if you're using the post API. So I'll just add these two and see what is happening. So this is what we are posting. This is axios.post. After that, as we are doing the chaining, so we'll do dot then, and in here we would get the response, which would be, so I can directly set the posts to response.data here. Set posts response.data. But if you want to see what it is, then I'll just add curly braces so I can add multi-line. So let's do a console to console.log. Let's see what would be our response.data. After then, we would be catching our error. So that would be dot catch, and this would be error, and we will be doing console dot log error. So yeah, that would be pretty much it. Now inside the div, let's just show posts, and as we have a title here, let's try to print out the title. And I'm saving this. Let's see what is the response we are getting. So you can see we have got the response of Demon Slayer, and if you see, you can see the ID is 201 because they already had kind of like 200 posts, I guess, there. And our user ID is one which we posted, and the title is Demon Slayer. So they are not actually posting it into their database. This is just where you can practice, but when you would actually do a post request, this is how it will actually work. So this is the first part, that is promise chaining part. Now let's do async-await method. First, I'll be commenting this out. After that, we know that to if we want to use await or like async await, we need to declare the function as asynchronous, and then we will be using a try and catch block. In the try, we will be calling our API, and in the catch block, we'll be catching our error. So I'm just writing the catch block first. That would be console.log error. And in the try block, let's call our API. So that would be const response, which would be now post request. So Axios dot post, and it would be the same, like the same URL we would give. And after that we can just like we just need to put a comma and write the body down. It's that simple. So we would be doing user ID, suppose 2, and title be JJK. So that would be our, like that is how we would get the response. And then what we can do is set posts to rest.data. So this would set our set our post to rest.data, and of course in our posts title we would be getting JJK. That is what we are expecting. So let's try this and see what's happening. Let's also console.log our response to see what is the response that we are getting. So let me just do response, so we can see what is the whole response that we get from the Axios. Rest.data just gives us the data part. So let me show you what the whole response can be in the console. So yeah, let me save it and see if there is some error. Okay, so there is some error. It is saying cannot read properties of undefined title. So we go back here, and if you see, we have got title and everything, and we have set set our post to response.data, and we are doing axios.post. So where exactly is the mistake? So we will be going to our console and seeing where, like what exactly the error is. So we have got a type error which says that cannot read the properties of the title, but if we scroll up and up, you can see that we have got our response as promise pending. But if you say that, see, the state is already fulfilled. And if you see the object, you can see in our data, we have already got the ID, title, and user ID. So now you know why it is important to write a wait if you have used async. So what it basically does is it will wait for your data, like it will wait for the data to come, and then it will display the data. So now you can see that it awaited for the response, and now you can see the GJK being displayed on your screen. And if you see it, you're just getting the data fine. So yeah, that would be pretty much it on how you can do a post request. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.